Can you imagine everybody recovering from this crisis that we're going on right now, and then all of a sudden, bam! Mortgage forbearance is due. And it's a big lump sum that you had never intended to pay, and you probably forgot at the back of your mind. I think that's gonna wipe out a lot of homeowners. So last week I made a video about mortgage forbearance and if it's a good idea for you to take advantage of that. To some folks, they may want to take advantage of that, and to some other folks, they're probably not in a situation to where they need that assistance. But in this video, I wanted to talk about why I believe the forbearance process is actually a joke. And this video is strictly for entertainment purposes. Everything I say in this video is my perspective, my thoughts, my words only. I did not get this from anybody else. This is just my perspective on everything. So take it with a big grain of salt. Really, this video is just to educate all of you guys and to share with you guys my thoughts so that you guys could make a better decision, a well-informed decision, whether or not you want to move forward with the forbearance process on your mortgage. So we all know that banks are in the business of making money. Part of how they make that money is by selling you loans. They allow you to borrow a certain amount and you have to pay that amount back with interest. So the first thing that came to mind when I heard about a mortgage forbearance was, actually nothing came to mind, but it did get me thinking after I made that last video, why would they do that? Why would they be willing to give individual homeowners like a forbearance period? I mean, why would they allow homeowners to like not make a payment for like 3 to 12 months? Why? So that got me very curious. Remember how the banks right now are actually not receiving any payments from homeowners that have recently bought a home within the past 6 months or so?
There are people who purchased a home about 2 months ago, aren't able to pay their first mortgage payment. Okay.
So it's causing them to change certain guidelines for FHA buyers. This is also causing a strict and challenging process for people to even qualify to buy a home with FHA.
So say, for instance, in the middle of the transaction, right, and Fannie Mae changes the guideline to like, nope, it's going to be $660 now that we're going to be able to do FHA or government loans. In the middle of the loan, it will go kaput.
Well, I think that it has a lot to do with this mortgage forbearance. Because you see, whenever there is something that allows individuals to like forbearance or put a pause on payments, who's paying for that? I think that this whole forbearance thing is gonna actually be a big issue down the road for a lot of homeowners. I believe that by the time the forbearance period is over, banks are probably gonna expect homeowners to pay that lump sum back. Because remember, you are just forbearancing your mortgage for months down the road. It doesn't mean that that payment is voided. No, it just means that you're paying it later. What if by the time the forbearance period is done and the banks only give you a few options, such as, since you owe us this amount for the past couple months, that is due now. And if you're having trouble paying that whole lump sum back, we will set you up for a modified loan product. Or they may come back and say, we can't help you, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. Your only option is to sell your house and pay us what you owe, either through a short sale or through foreclosure. Which one do you choose? I think that when this happens, it's gonna cause a burst. And this is gonna cause a lot of homeowners to lose their home because they're not gonna be able to afford it. So it's pretty scary because after hearing that conversation from a lender about how now banks are not getting payments from homeowners and how interest rates are going up, how they could change the guidelines when it comes to FHA borrowing. This is just crazy. So when she mentioned that lenders are not receiving the first payments from homeowners that have purchased a home several months ago, this is insane, because that is causing the challenge for why protocols are changing and guidelines are changing when it comes to FHA borrowing.
In the middle of the loan, Chia, it will go kaput.
Have you ever realized that when you make your first payment, it doesn't go towards the lender that you got pre-qualified to buy your home with? But then that's normal, because you see, they had already sold your loan to another investor. So now instead of making payments to the lender that you initially got pre-approved with, you're making payments to that new company that purchased your loan. At the closing table, when you're signing the documents to get your keys, some of those documents will state that the current lender that you're signing these docs for may sell your loan to another company, and of course that can affect your payments. So they can sell your loans to another party, and that other third party can now be the one expecting you to pay them because they have purchased your loan from this lender.
Within the first 90 days, if the borrower does not make the first payment, they're unable to sell that loan.
Okay, so for example, let's say you got pre-approved with 123 Main Street lenders to buy your home, but you're making your first payments to ABC Mortgage Company. So if that's how banks make money with selling your loans to other investors, then if people are not making their first payments to that company, ABC Mortgage Company, then wouldn't you think that they would not want to buy those type of loans from 123 Main Lending Company anymore?
Within the first 90 days, if the borrower does not make the first payment, they're unable to sell that loan.
Something to think about. So I think that if you were considering going through with a mortgage forbearance, you might want to think again. If you are in a position right now to be able to afford and pay for your mortgage, despite everything that's going on right now, I highly recommend that you continue to do so, because I don't really have a good feeling about this mortgage forbearance. Because again, why would banks be willing to allow so many individuals to delay their payments when they also have to make money? Can you imagine everybody recovering from this crisis that we're going on right now, and then all of a sudden, bam, mortgage forbearance is due, and it's a big lump sum that you had never intended to pay, and you probably forgot at the back of your mind. I think that's gonna wipe out a lot of homeowners. I don't mean to scare a lot of you guys that was looking forward to this mortgage forbearance. I just think that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that there's always a reason why things happen the way it does. I just want to share my thoughts on this topic, because I have a lot of clients that have purchased a home with me or sold a home with me, and if any of them were to ever consider going through this process and this ends up really happening, like, I would feel really bad, you know, and I would feel really bad. And that is it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching until the end. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so that way you'll be the first one to be notified when I upload a new video. So speaking of that, hit that bell button as well, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out now.